Hi everybody, welcome to Raise Sensation. I'm your host Dan, and in today's episode I am going to be looking at some comics. I went to a comic show recently. It was dealers from Maryland and Pennsylvania mostly, it seems like, and the show was called CHUD, Comics Here Under $1. And what it is everything was priced $1 or less. Pretty simple, right? So I went and I bought a bunch of comics because of a lot of things going on in my life. I haven't had a chance to look through them yet. I was mainly looking for what I would call power comics, independent comics, or the occasional mainstream comic. It was a pretty tight room. It was pretty full up. Every long box on every dealer's table had someone in front of it pretty much all the time. And so you're going over and over these, wait for someone to finish a box, move over one, that how things can go. And so I got some things. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to look through them. I have taken them out of their plastic bags. Almost every one of them was in plastic and boarded and had different prices on them. Most of them were being sold at various prices throughout the years. Like I said, this is down there. So I've taken them out of the plastic. Here's the stack of actual comics. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it because, in fact, I don't know what most of these comics are. What I'm hoping is I'm going to find some little seen gems. I'm really been looking for more power comics and outlaw comics, that kind of thing, or just really odd things. Now, so the vast majority of the boxes were Marvel, DC, Image, Valiant. Valiant, there's so many Valiant comics. Just by coincidence, the very first one on here is Valiant. I don't buy Valiant usually. They're not what I'm looking for. Marvel and DC, I'm not saying there's never any good Marvel or DC comics, but that's not what I was looking for. So anyway, as we go through these, you will discover, along with me, whether I wasted, I think this turned out to be a little under $30. So it would have been cheaper if I had bought them all from, if I had gone to one dealer and said, give me a long box, it probably would have cost me less. But as it is, I was pretty happy with the way things came out. Oh, I missed a well, that's because the comic was in a second bag. Anyway, so I'm going to flip the camera around and let's look through these, okay? Okay, so like I say, we're just going to go through them really quick. Now, I saw a lot of the Valiant comics, and I've never been a fan of those, but I saw this cool monster on the cover, and I kind of said, I'll take a chance. Not crazy about the art inside. There, it looks like the monster. What the heck? Okay, Huh. So it looks like the monster's in there for half a page. Well, not what I was hoping for. I had seen one issue of this Tales of this 1963 thing from Image done by the cartoonist Kayfabe guys, and it looked kind of fun. So all these were in there. I see some Don Simpson artwork here. A lot of times Don Simpson is so self-referential, I guess is the term. I don't know. I'm not crazy about his stuff, but that looks like a pretty cool little thing. I think there were only 4 issues. I think I got all of them here within the space of this. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be good. I think that's worth a buck or whatever it ends up being. This is a Kirby one. I don't have any of the Kirby top stuff. I did look at them at the time, but didn't think much of them. So, but I decided to go ahead and get this one. It was in a plastic bag, and then it was in another plastic bag. I guess that was to keep that little foil card, that collectible card with it. What the heck? Plot, script. So Don Heck. So this is a character created by Kirby, drawn by Don Heck, who's not really a big fan. He's almost Power Comics level with some of these goofy faces and stuff. But okay, well, all right. 1 out of 3 so far. A Wrightson comic I hadn't seen before. Now, the bad thing about this is he's got a regular person as his hero here, it looks like. And I'm not crazy about Wrightson's trying to draw regular folks. Ooh, there's a monster. Looks like the monster didn't show up to the last page of that. That was issue 2. Hopefully this issue 1 has some Wrightson monster stuff in it. There's a ghost. Uh-oh. Well, I'll take a closer look at that then. Raggedy Man. Cult. I bought it because it said Cult Press. Again, these were all wrapped in plastic. You know, you're shoulder to shoulder with other people just trying to go through as quick as you can. So you do not get to open them up and look at them ahead of time. Almost a stipple style here, although those marks are bigger than a stipple, of course. I don't know. Not bowled over. This Viking one looked like it might be interesting. Oh, starting off in present day. A lot of halftones used, not in the most interesting way as far as I'm concerned. Oh, what? Oh, this guy, the old man who's helping with the dig, turns out to be a Viking in disguise. And here's some info. There's way too much dialogue in that. Life Brigade, Blue Comics. I'm not familiar with this. This has a very underground comics kind of art style, not so much aping Marvel or DC. Like I said, more like an underground type thing. It's kind of interesting, weird. Kind of space people with superpowers. Oh, I wish there was more of this kind of stuff in it. That was pretty cool. Oh, and a bunch of pinups at the end. Okay, this might be interesting. Barbarina? I don't know. Harrier Comics. That sounds familiar. I don't remember what else I've got by them. Wow, this is pretty rough. Taking a long time to get to the action. Some half-hearted sword play. Okay, this might turn out to be something, but I don't think so. Here's another Kira, I guess. Elsewhere Productions. This looks like it's trying to get in on the good girl art craze that was big at the same time the black and white boom was. All right, I'm gonna reserve. There's a zombie shows up in it. I'll take a look at that. This is another one of those 1963 ones. Again, this is not the one the cartoonist Kayfabe guys did. But this looks, Steve Bissett, looks like he's kind of looking somewhat Steve Ditko kind of looking thing. There's Yeah. Well, that looks interesting. I think that's good. Oh, here's one. These two 100-page. I saw another guy on a YouTube channel, Strange Brain Comics. He was leafing through some Tarzan, some old Tarzans he had, and it reminded me that I used to have a lot of the DC Tarzan comics and also the Dell and stuff. I used to have a lot of Tarzan comics. They're all long gone though. I got these two for $1. 200-page giants. Yes, the pages are in bad shape, but look, dinosaurs. You know, some of this art is kind of stiff, but interesting. So anyway, thought that might be good stuff. Little Kubert there. Blood is the harvest. Who's it? What Eclipse FX? Doubt very much this has anything to do with Marvel's Eclipse. Just kind of average looking stuff. Barbarella. I thought this was. I thought that with this packaging, this Boland artwork, maybe it was going to be some older reprints, but it's, you know, and they had Boland on the front to help sell it. Might be fun. Bratz Bazaar. Now this just looked Epic Comics Heavy Hitters. Again, Epic Comics. I'm not sure that this is the. This is one of those where I thought the art inside was going to be cruder than the cover. What the heck? I'll take a look at that. Not sold on it right off the bat. Prophet. There's a lot of comics with the title Prophet. This one looked kind of. I like that monster on the cover. Oh, this is kind of cool art. This is number 22. What are the chances of me tracking down some of this stuff? Good. There's not a lot of dialogue, not a lot of writing. I prefer my comics without a lot of, without so much reading. Here, this was, looked like an independent, maybe even a Debbie's Inferno. It's 2014, so it's not even that old. Your body is disgusting. You will die alone. Cute. Berserker #1. Weird layout and the top. All the stuff taking up room here reminds me of sometimes when they're reprinting things that were meant to be printed magazine size. So instead of, you know, they have to shrink it down and then they have to find something else to fill in the space. That's kind of what this looks like to me. Not bad. I'll take a look at it. Here's another Harrier Comics. I thought this looked really wacky. There's the monster in it. Oh, that story is just one little, oh, this is a anthology. Huh. Okay, well, I wish there had been more of that first story with the cool-looking monster, but what the heck. Dark Assassin. Ooh. Cool. Very Power Comics looking. Yeah, this is interesting. Wow. You know, they did some interesting things with a couple of the layouts with a couple of the pages, but boy, this is, wow. They are not getting to the action very quick. And that's Silver Wolf. You know, usually they do have comics that fall into the Power Comics, but usually they're a little bit more exciting than that. I never heard of KZ Comics. I think that's supposed to be Colt. I think that star is supposed to be an O. I just bought it because of the weird monsters. Ooh, a little printing problem there. More ink than they probably needed on that. Oh man, this is really, uh-oh. Oh, look at that. It's super smudgy on my hand just now. Oh, this was printed back in what, the 80s probably? And it's still got all this, so much ink on the pages that's, 1986. Well, I mean, it's interesting. I'll take a look through that. Sister Armageddon. I bought this because of the monster and the way they painted this cover up. Well, lots of monsters stuck in one location for the whole comic, it looks like. All right, I'll take a look through that one. Rare Bite Fiends. This is Veach's comic or something? Yeah, Rick Veach. This is actually a bit of a cheat because I knew this was a better than average comic, but I didn't have this issue, so I picked it up. A lot of interesting art. Okay. Blood is the Harvest. Okay, there's some vampire action. All right, I'll throw that together with the other one I got there. Now here's I got a bunch of the later Death Rattles. Now I have the earlier issues. At some point I kind of stopped picking them up. Actually, I had this one. I don't know if I still do or not. I might still have it around. So I'm familiar with Death Rattle. Not these particular. It's Kitchen Sink. It's Anthology. This is Xenozoic. The cat. Schultz. His early stuff. Stuff that became Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Yeah, that's great. That's great to have that again. Like I said, I haven't seen that in a long time. There's some backstory about the influences and stuff like that. And I think there's a reprint of an AC book. Is that it? I'm not sure. Here's Jackson. Pretty much had some of this. It's kind of like, Jackson kind of got popular with the world at large with his books about Texas history, about the West and the treatment of the Native Americans and the war between the Spanish and other European settlers and stuff. Very interesting stuff. And this is this series, which runs through almost every issue, I believe, definitely does in the earlier ones, has a fantasy element in it that's almost like Cthulhu-esque. Well, this one doesn't really, have any of the, but it's so little. It's almost as though he was getting ready for all that historical stuff he later did. And then, just a whole bunch of anthology stuff. And, good artwork. These are all great independent artists. Occasionally somebody who's famous from the regular, mainstream comics will do stuff. And there's a Basil Wolverton reprint. Boy, a lot of places were doing these. They were in the public domain, so everyone's throwing them around. Luckily, this is one of the the good ones that has lots of monsters in it. There's a couple of them that are kind of monster light. So I probably have this one reissued like, I don't know, 5 times maybe? I mean, really, it's got around. There's one of the, let's see if there's a monster in this. Yeah, there you go. Rah, there's nothing to fear. So yeah, very good. Do I really need to keep going through these death rattles? I guess so. Oh, Rand Holmes, a great artist. I was just reading something where someone was complaining about how he makes all his women look so voluptuous that it's unrealistic and kind of grotesque. But speaking as someone who likes the way he drew the women, and there's not a single woman in this one, so I can't point that out. There's another one of the Jackson ones. So anyway, yeah, this is the later stuff that I didn't. I kind of stopped picking this up at some point. There's another Space Hawk from Basil. Look at those monsters. More Jackson. Short Fiction Illustrated. And there Jackson has the cover with one of the monsters. And like I said, there's very few of them in this. They're really cool monsters. You really wish they would have been handled more, but you know. Oh well. So cool. Now, I like this Age of Reptiles. I like this, but Tyrant by Bissett was obviously the dinosaur comic to buy if you're just buying one dinosaur comic. So I probably bought an issue or two of this, but I don't know if I still had them around. I saw them there cheap enough, so I went ahead and bought them. I think that I think this is actually, you know, I was a little unfair to it at the time when it was coming out. I like the grittiness, the primordial feel of Bissett's more than I like this, but this is actually very good. And you know, he's really good at showing some of the things that happened in the dinosaurs' lives. I mean, Bissett does the same thing, but I think this slightly covers the non-violent stuff a little bit better, or at least in a different way that I also enjoy. Let's put it that way. So yeah, so there's. I think there was only these 4 issues, and here they all are. Very cool. Very cool. This darker color to show that it's, you know, underneath the trees and how thick the trees were and how little light comes through. It's interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, it does say 4/4, so yeah. Really good stuff there. This is Pacific Comics, right? That's what the P stands for? Oh, Pure Imagination Publishing. All right. Dr. Weird's Thrill Book. It's reprints of old comics, including a Wally Wood. Love to see the Wally Wood. Oh, this is one of the, yeah. Frankenstein. This is a briefer. It's one of his Frankenstein stories. I can't believe they gave it Frankenstein as the author. But briefer, this is one of Briefer's things. Really cool monsters. Yeah, that's good stuff. Wally Wood, of course. Was it Dark Horse? Someone put out a like 2 or 3 issues of Wally Wood reprints of his sword and sorcery kind of stuff, and as I'm going through my storage bin looking for comics, that's one thing I definitely have not run across. I'm a little afraid I don't have them anymore. That was a good series. There was a black and white reprints of Wally Wood's Sword and Sorcery stuff. Really good. He did some really good Sword and Sorcery stuff for Creepy and Eerie too, or at least it was, I don't know if it was actually done for them or if it was reprinted there or what the deal was. It's been a long time, but definitely Wally Wood and his Sword and Sorcery stuff, although it wasn't a lot, is really cool. Blackthorn Publishing. Blackthorn I knew them because of their reprints. Labor Force. I thought this was going to be some kind of fun, weird thing. Labor Force, get it? Maybe it was so. It's not quite what I thought the art might be. Here's another one of the 1963 plot series. This one's drawn by Veitch with inks by Simpson. I would have thought it was Simpson who'd done this. Maybe that earlier one too was. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the same one? Shit. So maybe instead of getting all four, darn, I got 2 copies of one of them. Yep, that's what I did. Doggone it. So I'm still missing one of them. This is the one of the series that, that they showed on the Cartoonist Kayfabe, and it's really fun. It's a really fun one. I was happy to see it for $1. Shadow Walker Chronicles. I saw these goofy covers. I said, that might be fun. That might be a fun take on things. So let's see. Not crazy about this artwork. The front and the back are the same. I'm not crazy about that artwork, but I'll try it and see. Dark Line Comics, I'd never heard of them. Looks a little Power Comics to me. Interesting. Ooh, this looks fun. Okay. Huh. Oh yeah. I think the Power Comics guys might think it's too professional looking, but I think it looks pretty good. Oh, it's again all these comics with their can only come up with a story that's 12 pages long, and then the rest of it's other stuff. Oh, there's a Stone 6-page comic. All right, Magic and Madness, Wonder Comics, don't know them. Mythos. Oh, that's a pretty cool monster. More cool monsters. Oh, I like this wacky art. This crazy lettering. Okay, that looks pretty fun. I'm there for that one. Cryptic Tales. Damn. Man, how did they get so many people to take out ads in this comic? There's a lot. This is worse than the majors were. No, just kidding. It wasn't that bad. It's a lot of ads though for an independent comic. It's like it might be. Night School. I like the fact that they misspelled night. Oh, and it's adults only. So, all right. Nudity. Oh, Succubus looks like. All right. Huh. Okay, so she has sucked him dry. Then she uses a magic spell to turn his body into a little thing she can hide in a trinket box. Night School 2 is coming. Ooh. All right. Interzone looks like it was their big one. Raggedy Man, another issue of Raggedy Man. All right, I'll take a look at that one. Mona, cartoons by mad creator Harvey Kurtzman. So Harvey's got some stuff in here. This is just a kitchen sink. Kitchen Sink put out a lot of anthologies at one point or another. So I have a lot of them. I think a lot of them are good. I think they're very uneven. But I saw this. I'd never seen it before. This one guy, this first person has a huge long comic. And then there's a Kurtzman one. I think Dracula's wearing a Depends. That's the gag there. Huh. I think the ink did not do well on this. I don't think it's supposed to be quite that dark. Maybe. Well, I'm glad I got that one. I think that might turn out to be pretty good. Demonique. Just another adults only one. London Night. There's lots of nudity. Dead bodies hanging from a tree. She has a dream about a werewolf. It's interesting art. Topless woman jumps through a window and attacks somebody. This was a Paul Pope comic I wasn't familiar with. I like Paul Pope's artwork. You know, I don't. That looks nice. I like how simple they keep the palette here. You know, there's interesting colors, but there's not like all over the place. That looks pretty good. First, Second. The Invincible Haggard West 101 final issue. I guess that's some kind of gag thing. Was it? I think this might be a one-off or something because you know, there's always jokey kind of things on the cover. I don't know. Oh, this one. This is a comic I've been looking for. It's definitely an outlaw comic, not a power comic. Really cool. Really cool, weird art. Definitely looks like somebody who is highly influenced by heavy metal. Look at that. This is crazy. That is crazy stuff there. Very good. That's a good one. Time Jump War. Apple Comics. I don't know this one. I saw I got a couple issues of it. They don't all seem to be in a row. I saw some monsters. I thought, oh, maybe this is going to be a cool kind of thing. Yeah. This looks like might be pretty cool. Hopefully I got enough of different issues that'll make some sense. This is issues 2 and 3. So there's like monsters and Mad Max looking crazy people, and there's a prehistoric mammal. That's you know. That looks fun. I bought this one because of the goofy monster on the cover. This is Greater Mercury Comics. I've heard that. I don't really know which thing I have by that. By this. And in Canada. Yeah. This is definite Power Comics territory. Monster here, the monster shows up. Oh, this is part of Silver Wolf, that's why. Giant ad really for other things from Silver Wolf and their offshoots. Finally, we're back to our monster. Yes. All right, this looks pretty cool. Good one. Dark regions. I guess you're always chasing that high. You want something that looks like the crudest. For the sword and sorcery stuff, I either want something really polished like Wally Wood, or I want something extremely crude like D&D fan art. And a lot of times this is kind of boring. Like this is kind of boring. Oh, look at the backup feature. Whew. All right, well. Shock Therapy, another Harrier. I didn't realize I got so many Harrier comics. Ooh. Cool bear. Alright, that looks like a good one. I'm not going to ruin that for us. Sergio Aragone's Boogeyman. There's a 4-part series. Don't know it. But I always like seeing his cartooning, so I figured I'd get it and see what it was all about. Here's Fearless Dawn. I really like the artist who does Fearless Dawn. It's very hard to get, this is somebody who I wish his, seems like he does, like now he's doing Kickstarters to get to sell people a lot of alternative covers, variant covers. And then he gets someone to put it out to the comic shops and stuff. And, I wish, and that seems to be what works. And I'm sure that makes a fair amount of money. And collecting them together might make people, might demonetize some of that variant money. So I don't know that he'll ever do collections. But boy, I'd like a nice collection of these because I have so many where I have 1 or 2 issues out of out of the miniseries and not the whole thing. And right now I've got the newest one on order from the comic shop, and I never feel like I actually always get every issue. Anyway, great art, cool monsters. He draws the women; they're great. It's great bad girl art kind of stuff. There's a lot of people who do this. I mean, a lot. If you look through you don't see them in the comic shops, but you see them available to order through the Diamond catalog. I never see him in person usually, but he's just great at it. A lot of them are very boring to me, but his stuff, like that's very Wally Wood type of thing. I just think this is, I think he's a terrific artist, and not crazy original. It's the usual pulp kind of stuff, but I really enjoy it. Anyway, there's a lot of ads in the back of this. Wow. So you can see all the kind of things that are similar with the women, with the sexy women stuff. Here was another one, Top Shelf. Another little independent comic thing. Thought for $1 I'd get it. Sword of Sorcery. I guess this was DC's way to kind of get some of that sweet, sweet Conan money that Marvel was scooping up. Pfeiffer and the Grey Mouser. I'm familiar with the short stories. Somebody else did, I think, some comics of this. It looks okay. Looks fine. I'm not familiar with it, so there's another one of these issues of the Aragones, the Boogeyman. So I have issue 1 and issue 4 out of the 4 series. Girl Crazy, Gilbert Hernandez. I think I probably bought this back in the day, but I don't remember. Maybe not. Some of their goofy solo stuff I didn't pick up. I picked it up for $1. There's another one of that Time Jump War. Oh, it's number 1. So I have 1, 2, 3. So that'll be cool. This is another one that the Kayfabe guys did. Again, probably, I don't know why I bought it. I'm probably not gonna. I think I've saw more than I wanted to see on the actual episode, but it was there for $1, so I bought it. Like I said, sometimes Don Simpson's humor is too meta for me. I'd never seen this before. This is a preview magazine for some publisher who I don't recognize, Upshot, and so I bought it. The way that the things they're presenting here, I mean, it looked interesting. So, will this cause me to go out and actually get the comics they're talking about? I think this is like supposed to be a sampler, or maybe this is maybe there was oh yeah, black and white previews. So it's just a first look. That's not how I was gonna say. Maybe it was like an American manga where it was gonna be all those things serialized all the time. Nemesis the Warrior, Fleetway Quality. This is. I have some of these Nemesis. I have some Nemesis comics. I had those first ones that came over. I don't know this series of them, but the art looked, cover looked weird, and I figured I'll go ahead and go for it. Don't look bad. Number 1, and I'm not sure how you see that. So here's another chance for me to see something like the crude Dungeons and Dragons takeoff I want to see. Wow, a lot of talking, not much action. Oh, look, it looks like I did get all 4 of these issues of 1963. It's just that I got 2 of the one. So I do have this whole series. There you go. There you go. Like I said, it looks like fun. That's it, folks. That was my dollar comic haul, my CHUD call. Let me know if you think I got any winners or whether they were all losers. And I'll maybe give a rundown on some of them again once I've read them.